Here is truly an outstanding example of the sophistication that our paleo ancestors possessed when it comes to flaked stone workmanship. This is an outstanding Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy that I was fortunate enough to find on the surface at an area we call Jasper Hill, which is on the ancient shoreline of Pleistocene Lake Manix near Newberry Springs. And this area is known for its Paleolithic artifacts. In fact, when I took Dr. Michael Gramley there, I couldn't believe it. I was probably 50 to 100 feet away from him when I looked down at my feet, and there was a 3.5-inch red jasper Clovis knife scraper looking right at me there, and I couldn't believe it. I picked it up and shared it with he and some other friends that were there with us on the expedition. And Dr. Gramley knew what it was immediately, of course, and likened it to, I think, the Crow Creek example, I believe from North Dakota or South Dakota, as a fluted, auriculate-based scraper knife in red jasper. And it's featured in my photo. My tag photo has it in my hand. And this is the Jasper Hill area, basically out at Newberry Springs off the I-40 in Southern California, Mojave Desert. And this was on the ancient upper shoreline of Pleistocene Lake Manix, and would have been found here basically in situ, where the Paleo Indians left it as a Paleo story stone face and mammoth effigy offering some 12,000 years ago. I believe that this is Clovis in workmanship, dating between 12 and 14,000 years before present. But what an outstanding example. This is a rhyolite knife. This was made as a rhyolite knife to begin with. And this is a big flake here. So we have this is the convex side of the flake, and this is the concave side of the flake. And what they did with the concave side of the flake is just amazing workmanship here. They profiled the edge of it. They worked the edges of it. This is rhyolite stone. This is a volcanic stone, rhyolite. And it was easily worked and shaped around the edges and flaked. And this is a great human face here, just one of the most outstanding human faces, and one of the most outstanding effigy artifacts that I've been able to find since my initial discovery at Harvard Hill in October of 2020. And what we have here is this has been flaked out as the eye of the face. This is the nose and mouth down here, and this is the hairdo right along here. Now, all that hairdo there has been ground, all of it. So it's been flaked right up to an edge here, been flaked a number of times to get to this edge here, where they contoured it down for the hair, and then they ground the hair. That's all been ground to make the hair of the face looking off to the left. And that's the young face. When you tilt it this way, then we have the eye here and the big rounded nose of the old face looking off to the right. And the old face has the sloped back forehead, whereas the young face has more of a pronounced forehead coming forward, or maybe at least the coiffure or hairdo coming forward, or oftentimes as well wearing a cap or a shaman's cap. What a great face facing left. And then when we turn it this way, now we have the baby mammoth when we hold it horizontally with this little bird beak of a trunk and massive hair tuft above the head facing right. Wow, what a great mammoth image that is right there of a baby mammoth. And when we hold it this way, now we've got that double hair tuft here with the eye of the mammoth here and the big sweeping trunk of the mature mammoth now facing off to the left. What a great image. That double hair tuft is very common imagery with Paleo story stone face and mammoth imagery, Pleistocene mammoth imagery, Paleolithic workmanship. And then we have that big sweeping trunk off to the left. Wow. Now on this side over here, very amazing workmanship as well. We have a hairband that goes across here and goes across here. There's a double hairband that's been scratched across there and there in ancient paleo times. And then we have the young face with this, the eye, the natural hole, and then the nose here and mouth down below facing off to the right, wearing some kind of a cap. You see, this is a cap up here, and that's the brim of the cap, and he's facing off to the right. That's the young face. And then the old face is this big eye that's been flaked out, big rounded nose, sloping forehead that slopes backward, and this whole region here has been pecked for the beard of the old face looking off to the left. That's all ancient workmanship there down here. That's all ancient workmanship that's been pecked to make the beard of the old face looking off to the left. And when we hold it this way, now we have another with the eye here, double hair tuft, big sweeping trunk of the mature mammoth now facing off to the right. Great mature mammoth image on this rhyolite paleo storystone facing mammoth effigy from Newberry Springs, California. And then, of course, when we turn it this way, now we have the baby mammoth with this little beak-like trunk here. Now this hair tuft, which has all been pecked to image the hair of the baby mammoth now facing off to the left. This is the side that's been face up for most of the 12,000 years and is pretty much the color of the rhyolite, kind of a purple type rhyolite. It's been windblown, as you can see. It's very, very thin and well worked. That's the magnificent part about this, how well worked it is. There's that big mature mammoth facing off to the left, and just a monumental human face with the nose, the eye, and this hairdo that runs all along the right side from top to bottom of the young face looking off to the left. Just an outstanding paleo storystone facing mammoth effigy. Personal find several years ago on the surface on the ancient shoreline of Pleistocene Lake Manix, Mojave Desert, California.